Hi, I'm Anna, and today I'd like to talk to you about the attitude of gratitude and how it can change the direction of your relationship, taking it to new amazing places. Gratitude is so important for us in any of our relationships. Today I'm going to be talking about how it's beneficial in our personal relationship with our partner. But the stuff that I talk about today, you can actually use in any of your relationships to help change the direction of them, to help them grow into something that's stronger and healthier and more love-filled. So let's have a look at gratitude. There's a lot going around about gratitude these days. You've got your gratitude diaries, you've got your gratitude meditations, you've got your gratitude groups. And some people go, I don't see the benefit of it. But there is such a strong benefit of it, because what gratitude does is it can shift us from being in a place of fear and doubt, of anger and hurt and resentment. It can actually shift us back to a place of love. And that is so important, because when we start to view life from that place of love, then we can actually start to make choices that are from a place that is more conscious, from a place that says, okay, this is what I really want to do, rather than those below the line states, as I'd like to call them. That means we tend to be more reactive with the situation. When we get hurt, then often we will return the hurt. The saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And so when we choose gratitude, we can start to shift that. Now, it starts off with little shifts, and sometimes it can feel like you're the only person that's doing it in the relationship. And that may be the case. But I can assure you, if you are consistent and if you persist with it, it can really change the dynamics and the direction of your relationship in a beautiful way. The reason that I'm really excited about gratitude, the reason why I'm sharing a whole blog just on gratitude, is that it can really take your relationship from where it is now to something even greater. Even if your relationship is pretty good, we still get caught up in those habits of just going through the motions of life, and we forget to be grateful for our partner for the little things, let alone the big things. And when we get hurt by them, what do? We usually call on all the things that they've done in the past to hurt us, and we usually will drag in other fears and doubts as well, which means that we actually move into a reactive state. So we either withdraw and we start to seek some form of revenge. Now, that's a whole different blog, and we'll be covering that soon as well. However, what we do is we start to try and make that person feel the way that we're feeling as well, consciously or unconsciously. And so what happens is something that may have started out as a little hurt can spiral into something so much bigger. And then what happens is all of those build up over time. We suddenly have this big bag of hurt and resentment. And that's where usually couples start to come to see me, when it's all got too much. And usually by then, we're starting to look at it as too late. They've already checked out of the relationship. That's not what we're here for. You can change this now. You can start changing it right now. Now, when we start to do this, what happens is often there's only one person that is starting it. But I can assure you that the benefits will start to flow on, and your partner will get on board with you. So I'd like to give you a couple of tips about how you can use gratitude to change your relationship. The first one is, every day, what I'd like you to do is actually write something down between 1 and 3 things each day that you're grateful for your partner. Now, you could write it in a special notebook. You could write it on pieces of paper and put it in a jar. You could put them in an envelope. Just write down between 1 and 3 things that you're grateful for. And it could be anything. It could be, that you're grateful that they took the bins out. It could be great that you're grateful that they're a really great parent to your children. You could be grateful that they, are supporting you in your business at the moment. Whatever it is. So I'd like you to do that for at least a week. At the end of the week, I'd like you to check back in and see how you're feeling about them within yourself. The next thing to do is that whenever you decide to stop, give them that list of what you're grateful for them for. As I've said before, everybody wants to feel loved and accepted and appreciated. And so what better way to help your partner start to see that you feel that they're amazing and that you are grateful for them than giving them those things. So that's one little way that you can start to do it. And you will start, the longer you do it, the more you will start to see the shifts not only in yourself and in your partner. And once you've done it for a little while, you may find that your partner actually chooses to do it as well, or alternatively, you can suggest to them that it might be nice that they do it as well. It's okay to ask for that sort of stuff. The next thing that I'd like you to consider doing with gratitude is actually to start to be grateful for them when you're having a disagreement, when they've peed you off, when they've hurt you, when they've upset you. Rather than starting to look for all the things that they have done to hurt you, I'd like you to move away and I'd like you to start to think of all the things that you're grateful for them for. Start writing it down, again in your diary or somewhere. And if you find that not so easy, because often when we're hurt, it's not so easy to think of all the great things, have a list somewhere so that you can read over and go, that's right, that's why I'm grateful for them. Add in the things that you love about them as well. I love them for this, I love them for that. The thing that you might have fought over is that they're really stubborn, but at the same time, one of the things that you love about them is that they're really determined. So you can see how in different situations, the same thing we can love, but we can also be hurt by as well. So that's a really great one to do. Another thing you can do when you're disagreeing or having an argument or being hurt by your partner is actually to start to do the opposite. So if you don't feel like they're supporting you, then you start to write down all the things that they've done that have supported you, all the ways that they do support you, to remind yourself that maybe it's just that situation, or maybe that it's just how you've taken what they've said. And remember that there's so much more. As humans, we tend to get caught up in that moment and we forget all the other stuff that has happened around it as well. So that's a beautiful way to start shifting your relationship. Another thing that you can do that is such a beautiful thing, and when I read it, I was like, oh my goodness, that's so lovely, is to have a notebook that is just for the two of you. And what you do is you take turns writing in it, and you take turns writing the other person a love letter. And in it, you include what you love about them, what you're grateful to them for, all of that sort of stuff. And then you leave it somewhere special for them to find. And then once they've done theirs, then they write one back. It doesn't have to be day for day. It might be once a week, or it can move into its own place. And I think it's just the most beautiful idea to remind you of why you're with each other, what you love about each other, rather than getting stuck in all the other stuff of life. So there are a couple of ideas of how you can use gratitude to start shifting your relationship. And I promise you that if you start to do it, you're going to see amazing changes in your relationship. I really encourage you to give it a go. And what I would love is to hear back from you once you've put it in practice, how it's working for you. I'd love to hear what the shifts are that you're seeing in your relationship. I'd really like you to remember though, that it does take time. If you and your partner have got into a place where you've really forgotten to show each other that love and that gratitude, where you're so caught up in the rest of life, and it's okay, it happens to everybody. It's going to take time, and usually there's one partner that takes the lead. So give it time and watch it grow. That's all from me. Until next time, have a wonder-filled day.